Oh my
Godzilla
god.
1992. Godzilla 1992. Okay. Okay, might as well get another one. So we have 92. Godzilla 2014.
Oh no. Well, I did say before we should have Heisei versus 2014, so
So why not?
I guess it happens now!
I mean, just get it over with, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Nothing you can
I
do
called
now.
it. I freaking called it though.
Now.
Hey guys, just to
Alright,
let you know.
It's
well,
gonna be-
I'll go over 2014. I'll go over 2014. Alright, so, like, Alex, you have better memory.
Yeah.
Like, you have better memories with, like, the haste, like, the older films.
Oh yeah,
I
guys.
mean,
just
I
real quick.
remember most of the older films, except I don't remember Batra and stuff, like, that closely. So, I mean, pretty much he's the same Godzilla. Like, the real change happens, like, in, you know, 95, but still. You can go over, like, his previous, stuff.
Okay.
Wait,
So
84 doesn't count, right? 84 is, like, completely different, right? Or does he count?
I guess he counts.
all right.
Because they never, like, explained that, so. You can
Alright.
start from 85 if you want.
Okay. So whose stats am I giving for again? 92.
You're giving it for, 92.
All right. So first of all,
Just go 85 to 92.
All right. So first off, during the beginning of the movie, we got to see how Godzilla 1984/85 came to be. In this movie, Godzilla was pit up against the military, so we got like tanks. And another thing that you can kind of say about the difference is that the jets were more advanced compared to the Showa era jets. Here, the jets were a lot faster, had more powerful missiles, and overall, the military was just a better arsenal. But Godzilla's atomic breath was extremely powerful, as we saw that infamous scene where Godzilla 85 came from the bay and just wiped out an entire line, just an entire line set of just tanks and artillery cannons just get wiped out in about 1 second. Like, just boom, everything just gets eliminated. So, also, Godzilla is pit up against a super special weapon called the Super X. And in this movie, we got to see that Godzilla's kind of one of his weaknesses is cadmium missiles, as Godzilla was actually frozen and knocked up against a building. But another thing about Godzilla 85, similar to 75 surprisingly, is that Godzilla can be used like a lightning rod, where lightning would strike on Godzilla and he would be revived, and he pretty much would have still the same endurance and would pretty much heal from all of the damage he has taken somehow, as if he never took the damage. And the most famous feat, I think, from 85 in that movie is 89, is that Godzilla was able to survive in a volcano for like 7 years until his time in 89. Wait, not 7 years, 4 years. Like, what type of living being survives in a volcano for 4 to 5 years? Like, that's just unreal right there. Because, of course, because of that secret organization, the Bio Wars that were going on, the secret organization accidentally let Godzilla loose, and Godzilla just came out of the volcano actually even stronger than he was. Like, he was buff compared to his 89 version, and slightly even taller. So it's likely that Godzilla absorbed some of the energy in the atoms from the volcano magma to gain more energy and to survive for those 4 to 5 years. Godzilla in this movie also had a pretty powerful atomic breath, and he was even immune to some disintegrator weapons and electric cannons that the military had used. This time the military got maser cannons and they were doing extreme damage. In this movie, he fought against the Super X2 and Biolante. Honestly, the Super X2 didn't pose as much as a threat as the Super X1 did. In 85, the Super X actually managed to knock out Godzilla for like 10 minutes in the movie, enough time for the main characters to get to safety pretty much. But in 89, the Super X was nothing more but just an opponent to kind of delay time in between the human scenes. And the Super X2 didn't really do much to Godzilla except for fire a bunch of missiles to kind of damage him. The main opponent in the movie, as we all know, is Biolante, a creature that did some extreme damage to Godzilla. Godzilla was also able to get Biolante's vine right through his hand and was still able to fight, even still being sprayed by acid, showing that Godzilla has extreme endurance. The next movie for 91, we got to see how Godzilla returned. This was technically a different version, but as they state in the movie, I quote from the character himself, this one from 91 was way stronger than the one from 89 and 85.
He's even bigger than he was before.
It's got much bigger.
Godzilla was made with modern nuclear weapons this time, so it's only natural that he's bigger than before.
Besides that, it's more powerful because it's absorbed all of the sub's energy.
So if you include all his feats from 85 and 89, that means that this Godzilla in 91 was a whole lot stronger and could endure more damage than than 89 could. So in this movie, of course, he fought the futuristic King Ghidorah, which King Ghidorah at this time was able to dish out a lot of damage in itself. And in this movie, we got to see that Godzilla fought up against the futuristic weaponry of Mecha King Ghidorah. Although Godzilla was temporarily defeated, he was able to take on Mothra and Batra. Also, the Mothra and Batra have new weapons as if they could shoot lasers, but Godzilla was eventually defeated. In this movie, we got to see how Godzilla, again, showed that impressive endurance of him. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for 92.
Okay, so I'm gonna go now. Wait a second. Let me just try to remember. Alright, okay. I kind of remember. Okay, so Godzilla, so for the source material I'm gonna use for Godzilla 2014 is taking a bit from the Godzilla Awakening graphic novel. And pretty much Godzilla 2014 was this amphibian species who absorbs radiation, which, since Godzilla 2014 was from an earlier era before the dinosaurs, most of his species is extinct. And the reason Godzilla is still alive is because, well, he stayed so close, meaning that he had to withstand water pressure. He stayed close to the Earth's core, pretty much. And that's where he got his source of radiation. And the reason he woke up was because of these monsters from his era called Mutos. Now these Muto guys were they used EMPs. There was a male and there was a female. The male was smaller and it had wings, and the female was larger and close to the size of Godzilla. And by the way, Godzilla 2014 is the largest. He's 110 meters, so which doesn't actually give him that much of an edge. But...
Actually, correction. He is 108 meters.
Well, just add 2, man. You're welcome. Okay, so, and Godzilla's height compared to the female Muto was about the same. Godzilla 2014 was 108 meters, and the female Muto was more of a tank, and the male Muto was more of the scout. He had wings, he could fly around and stuff like that. Both of them had EMPs, from what I remember, right?
Yeah, they both had EMPs.
Yeah. And also, both of them had EMPs. They both had the same ability, but that's not really gonna, mess up that much stuff. But, Godzilla 2014 and his stats, he's pretty much like the same as other Godzillas. I mean, if someone shoots a tank at him, he just gets a bit annoyed, but he doesn't really take damage. It just looks like his face just looks like what, mate? So he's just annoyed. He's just like, well, bruh, please don't. And well, Godzilla 2014 has fighting experience because he has fought a lot of these Mutos before, apparently, since they lived during his time. And he has, of course, fought 2 of them at once, which means, he's real cool. And his fighting style is very animalistic. He will bite you, he will scratch you, he will tail whip you. And not a tail whip like he's not gonna just hit you a little bit. He's gonna swing his whole tail at you, and his whole tail is pretty much his height. It's taller than his height, it's double his height. And that tail is obviously lethal. It will kill you. And he of course has the balance somehow to, of course, swing his tail. So he can do that, obviously. And his atomic breath is kind of weak to an extent, but it works as a normal atomic breath. But it's thinner than most atomic breaths. But he does have the atomic breath, and it can definitely burn through kaiju. It can definitely burn through buildings. And it can burn through kaiju because yes, he, put fire down a kaiju's throat. Do you realize how brutal that is? But yes, he doesn't really have that much like tactics wise. He's more of a brutal animalistic. He will put a bottle over your head, but he's no Pacific Rim. Like he will grab a boat and just throw it at you. No, he's a real animalistic thing. Like think of him as like a bear and a crocodile had a baby. Like that's pretty much him. And well, he doesn't really have smarts really. I mean, he's an animal. Like he will just go through the Golden Gate Bridge like no one's business. So yeah. And well, he does have fighting experience. So yeah, I'm done.
Am I supposed to give my thoughts now?
Yeah, you can go first.
Alright, so 92 versus 2014. This is a really close battle because Godzilla 2014 could dish out a lot of damage, but 92 can also take out damage on a yearly level. I mean, just the absurdity of 92's endurance is just unreal. The fact that he could be dropped from such a high altitude into the ocean, which would normally kill a human being, but Godzilla is able to just take it and then come back the next year fully powerful as if nothing ever happened. Another thing is that Godzilla 2014, he's only fought against the current military arsenal. 92, aka 91 in his previous time, fought against futuristic technology, which probably is beyond our comprehension. Because if you guys saw that, Mecha King Ghidorah had like lasers and high voltage electricity, so that's like futuristic on a whole nother level right there. I mean, obviously the Futurian aliens, or just the future people as you want to call them, they have more advanced technology than the Japanese self-defense force right there. And Godzilla, of course, has only fought our current military, so it's pretty debatable.
Okay, now let's see.
Okay, Hedorah, do you want to go first or
68.
Hedorah? Dylan.
I'm here.
Yeah, do
Daddy.
you want to go first? Or do you want me?
For now.
Okay.
Wait, am I debating?
You can decide which one you want first if you want.
Okay, I'm spinning the wheel right now.
No. I mean, like, who do you think would win?
Who do I think would win? 92.
Okay.
He went against two intelligent moths and killed one of them.
Okay, I guess that's his whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna go now.
And got hit by a meteor.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go. In my opinion, as much as I like 2014, I mean, 2014, like, I think everyone missed out on this. Like, 2014, as much as he has fighting experience and his atomic breath is actually very good, he doesn't compare to like, I mean, Alex kind of mentioned this about the futuristic technology, but Godzilla 2014 actually does get kind of hurt from tank shells and stuff like that, and missiles, which shouldn't actually, Godzilla shouldn't, well, 92 Godzilla really doesn't care about that stuff. I mean, I guess you could say it's Japan, but really, actually, wait, didn't Godzilla survive a nuke?
2014, yeah.
Yeah, 2014 survived a nuke. I just forgot that.
He never actually got phased by that.
Oh god. I kind of forgot to mention that. Because he survived from a nuke. But wasn't he like underneath rubble? So that wouldn't really...
He wasn't underneath rubble, he was under the water.
Yeah, but he was on Rubble also because. Oh, that's Hedorah. I'm like, dude, what is that? Ah! I'm gonna bring out the rattlesnake. I swear to God. Okay, so in my opinion,
We should just wait.
what?
Okay, you can continue.
Alright.
Wait.
Oh my God. I'm bring out the rattlesnake. I swear to God. Okay, so in my opinion, I think Godzilla 92 would win. And as much as I love 2014, even though he has fighting experience and he has good atomic breath and he's animalistic and brutal, 92, his fighting experience and his defense is better than Godzilla 92. Ah, wait, what the hell did I just say? I just, what? Wait. Let me just realize what I said. Alright, I'm just gonna plan out what I'm gonna say. Okay, so I'm gonna say now.
Alright.
Alright, so Godzilla 2014, as much as I love him, he's not really gonna win this fight. Even though he does have the animal, like, instinct, and he's brutal, and he has good atomic breath, and he has fighting experience against countless amount of Mutos. He doesn't really compare to 92's defense and fighting experience. Because 92 has fought worser adversaries than 2014. Like, 92 has fought Biollante, and he has fought. I'm just gonna say Biollante. Wait, hasn't he fought Mechagodzilla also? Right?
No, that's 93.
Yeah, that's 93. Yeah, that happens after. So he has fought Biollante and Mothra and Batra, which is more harder adversaries than what 2014 fought. Obviously, 2014, we're focusing on 2014. We're not focusing on 2018 or movies after that because they haven't really come out yet. So we're just focusing on 2014. And 92 he has better defense. And what I mean is that 2014 actually gets hurt by tank shells, and 92 obviously he doesn't. He just walks. He's just like, hey, what's up? And even though Godzilla 2014 arguably has better agility, 92, in my opinion, has stronger atomic breath. And also, his adversaries are, like how I said before, worser, but if you look at Batra can shoot a beam, and she can fly. Or wait, it's a he, right? Batra's a beam.
Yep.
Yeah. Batra, he could fly, and he could shoot beams, which is way more worse than whatever Muto could do.
Muto can't even shoot a beam to begin with.
He just steps on the ground, and there you go, you got him. But honestly, and also Mothra is kind of self-explanatory, you know. She's kind of like, well, don't mess with that thing, so. I mean, Mothra has fought, Godzilla 92 has actually fought them in larva form and in full form. And respectively, they were hard enemies, I guess you could say, like adversaries. And Biollante, he fought Biollante, and Biollante had like that weird like gas thing, like the pollen thing or whatever. And Biollante had those tentacles, and he was fighting in the water. So, and obviously Godzilla won, and technically Biollante is Godzilla because it's just Godzilla genes with
A plant.
plant genes, yeah.
And
So in my
human
opinion,
genes.
I think 92 would win. That's it.
Alright. Now, I didn't actually say who I thought would win, but I just thought I would save mine for last. I agree with 92 because 92 has higher feats than 2014 did. Sure, 2014 survived a nuke, but Godzilla survived in a volcano for 4 years. Yeah. And although Godzilla has been defeated on a couple occasions by Mecha King Ghidorah, I feel like Godzilla 1992 in the end would be able to dish out a lot more damage, and his atomic breath in general looks extremely powerful compared to 2014. Godzilla 2014's atomic breath was only enough to knock Muto from probably like a few meters. Yeah, overall, I think that Godzilla 1992 would win. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Daikaiju clash. We'll be seeing you guys next video. Bye.
どこでも平和のためだ広い世界を駆け巡り目指すは悪